icon that I'm going to build from my phone. It's called Keep Notes. It's like a light bulb. So for that, I'm going to select the ellipse tool, left click on the screen and give it a size, let's say of 200 by 200 pixels. So I have my sphere here. Now I can just press V and push it a little bit above. Now I want to create the lower part, the stem of the bulb. For that, I'm going to select the rectangle tool by pressing M on the screen and just zoom it in and draw it over like this. The first thing I'm going to do is that I'm going to select both of these and align them. I'll align them properly. I'll give them a color so that we can see what is going on below the scene, on the surface, how the shapes are working. So I'm going to give it a yellowish color, that of a bulb. Now what we want is that obviously I can't just leave it here. The shape should come from around here so that it looks like a proper bulb and the extension going below. For that, principally, many of students or somebody who's trying to use it for the first time might instinctively try to select these both, go here in the shape builder tool and try to combine it or subtract it. Now the moment you subtract it from here and you subtract this here, you see there is a gap here. Now if you plus it and do it together, you can do it just properly together. This is one way of doing it, but some students somehow they learn to work with Pathfinder as well. So I'm just going to undo and I'm going to use both of them in combination. So if I come back here, as I can see, these both shapes are separate. So I can select these both, go to Windows and come down here and select Pathfinder. Now from Pathfinder I can do this, divide. So the moment I divide it, the whole thing is combined, because if I click it, it's just one shape, but I can see that this segment has been divided as well, because earlier, if I undo it, as you can see, since this shape is above, I can give it a different color. Press Ctrl Z, come out here, just select this and give it a different color. This one is above, the bulb is below. So when I press divide, it creates a division of this shape too. Now I can go back here into the shape builder tool. So I'm using both together, Pathfinder and the shape builder in conjunction together. So I can go back here and press Alt, and as if you can see, I will zoom in it a bit, select V, zoom, again come down here. Now the moment I press Alt, it turns into minus, but right now this area is highlighted. But what I can do is, if I come over here on the path, it turns red, and as you can see, it's selecting this whole shape. It's cutting out this whole shape. So if I come here and press it, now as I can see, it gives me what I want to say, what I want to have. But I can also see that these are two different shapes. I can just add them together and make it one. So both ways you can use just standalone shape builder and the combination of Pathfinder and shape builder. You can also do one more thing. You can come back here, go back to the original shape, again select these two, and then use this, divide, and you can Ctrl Z, come here, press Alt minus, delete this, and select the whole thing. And maybe it might work if we merge them together. I don't see. That's not happening. I'm not used to that. Oh, it does, but I can see there is a shape below here that's visible. That gives it some kind of a different look, but that's not what we want. So I'll do simply this and then go back to the shape builder tool, press alt, press minus again, join them together, and that's it. We have the shapes combined. Now as you can see, I'll come back here. Now what I want is I want to have uh, another rectangle here to make it the stem of the bulb. So I can zoom in, come here on the anchor and just align it together, and that's it. I can do that. I'll close the pathfinder and I can extend the shape of it, but the moment I extend it, it looks a little out of place since this is too large a stem of the bulb. So what I will do is I'll just press arrow keys and move it down. I can push it back again. So I need to push it in, but if I do so just by selecting it, it changes the shape. So I need to select the direct selection tool and just highlight these 2 points, as you can see, and then I can use my mouse arrow to move them up like so. Now it's getting closer to the shape I want it to have, something like this. I can take this object now and hold shift and simply push it up and combine them together. As you can see, the path size has changed that I can manage by going to the strokes panel and noticing here the weight is just 1 point. This one has the weight of 1.45. I'll just reduce it to 1. Now they both align. I can further reduce this as well. Make it smaller. As I can see, the moment I make the shape smaller, the stroke size also begins to change. So I'll go into the properties and see. Here it says scale, strokes and effects. I don't want it to do the scale, strokes and effects for the moment. I want to keep it just the way it is. So what I'll do is I'll select it again, hold this shape, or I'll just press Ctrl undo, and in the properties I'll go do not scale, strokes and effects. Let's see what happens. So if I reduce this, it should now be just fine, which it is. So it's getting closer to the shape that I want it to have. The last, I want to add a little screw shape here, like below. I will select these 2 shapes and align them. For that, I'll align according to the object. I will highlight this object and make sure that everything is aligned. So this is more or less what I want to create. I can just increase it a little bit and push it a little bit further in. Move this guy a little bit in here. Now just align it with here. Again, select these 2 shapes. Key object, this is the key object. Align according to this object. Align to key object means align to the highlighted object. So I've highlighted this because I don't want this one to move. So I'll just align it so. So this is it. It's ready. All I want now to do is group it together, and at the same time select the fill to none and give it a background. For that, I'll again choose the ellipse tool by pressing L. Click on the screen. Let's create 200 by 200. I'll make it bigger. Press V, bring it in here like so. But this time I want it to have a color. Let's just go this, push it down, Control left bracket. It's below now. Now I will turn this into white, but I will also change the size of the stroke just a little bit to make it closer to what I want to build on my phone, what's on my phone. So I will now take this one, remove its stroke, and choose this one and turn its stroke to white as it is on my phone. Take this and apply a gradient to it. So for that I'll select this. I need to make sure the fill is selected. Select this and press on it once, and then I can just come here, hold shift to keep it straight and move. So go back to gradient and give it the bluish tone. So I can add more points. If I come down here and hover just around here, I can add a point here. Now the next thing that I will do is that I'll go and select the first color, double click here and come to the dark bluish tone that I want it to have. Press OK. Select the second one here, come back here, give it slightly lighter, press OK, and the third one that I'll do is just very nice, light and bright, and this somewhat gives me the shape I want to have. I need to make it a little bit better. As you can see, it more looks like a shadow. And I'll go back here, select the gradient and push it in and give this one here. I need to change the shade of this one, so I'll select this, go back here and give it kind of this color. Yeah, come out here, and that's it. That's what I wanted to make. I won't add the drop shadow to it, as the drop shadow is not there on my phone. So in this tutorial, or in this video, the lesson that we have learned is that how we can use the pathfinder and the shape builder tool together to create a modified shape, which can sometimes look easy in the beginning, but it could be a bit of a problem.